I just want to say to those people out there, if you're thinking about it, now's the time to get into stand-up comedy. There are thousands of jobs opening up. A new club opens up faster than 12 clubs can close, ladies and gentlemen. I used to travel a lot as a comic. Why did I travel? I never got rebooked. That's why I travel. Gotta keep moving, that's what I always say. But I used to get work the first time. Why? Because I used to call myself Andy Kindler, bargain comedian. That's right, shop around, get the lowest price from the biggest hack in the business. I'll beat it by $10 so you get the act for free. For $50 more, ask about my suitcase of fun. Now I go out on a lot of auditions, and whenever I don't get a part, I call my mom. I say, Mom, I didn't get the part. And she goes, that's okay, Andy. It's their loss. Oh, really, Mom? Well, they seem to be taking it quite well. Recently, we did some focus groups, and we found out that my target audience is men my age who are me. That seems to be the group that most appreciates what I'm doing. Recently, I did a commercial for Volkswagen, and my friends were like, Andy, don't you feel weird you're Jewish doing a commercial for a German product? It's been 50 years, all right? Let's let it go. The way my career is going, I would have done Nazi propaganda films back in the 30s. Somebody has to play the Jew. Get off my back, for crying out loud. Now I'd like to do my impression of a network TV executive during World War II. Network TV executive during World War II. Look, I don't like Hitler either, but he's very, very popular, and the kids seem to enjoy him. He has a lot of energy. He scores very well with the 18 to 49 men who hate Jews category.
Oh, hi. I wish I could say I was happy to be here, but I shouldn't be on this or any other highway right now. You see, I have the mother of all hangovers. I was drunk last night. I was out celebrating a very special night in my life. It was night of the week. And a friend of mine came up to me and said, hey, pal, you drink a lot. You know they're breeding baboons for human liver transplants? I said, know it. I'm banking on it, pal. What are you talking? In the words of the great American philosopher Hawkeye Pierce, I'm really not a drunk. That's just an ugly rumor started by people I've thrown up on. But it's interesting. You know, a lot of people come up to me and they say, Phil. And of course, I have to correct them because my name's Dave. They say, I'm sorry, Dave, you're a comedian. Kind of. What happens if it all falls through? And I always look at them with the utmost confidence, and I say the same thing. I don't have a thing to worry about because I went to college. And they were 11 of the happiest years of my life. I was a history major, and they didn't appreciate my sense of humor. At an oral presentation, I misquoted one of our great statesmen. I said, ladies and gentlemen, let us not forget the immortal words of Patrick Henry, who said, give me liberty, or give me Betsy Ross buck naked in the rotunda. How about that? You want to hang on? Anyway, I got a quick story for you. Before I depart, I was out to dinner a few weeks back with a very special woman in my life. And, well, I wanted everything at the restaurant to be perfect, and it wasn't. It was far from perfect, and I got upset. And I thought the best way to channel my anger was as the coolest guy in Hollywood, Jack Nicholson. So I said, Jesus Christ, I don't fucking believe it. Excuse me, waiter. Do you know what this fly is doing in my soup? He's fucking freezing to death. So, if you wouldn't mind, pal, taking him back to the kitchen, lighting a fire under his ass, and making him a little more comfortable, huh? Thanks, folks. Hey.
Hi, it's George Lopez. Very nice to be here. It's my first venture onto the information superhighway. Being Latino, I had the fear of being pulled over and beaten. So, but I understand the police are using cayenne pepper spray now instead of mace. which I hear is delicious. I haven't actually had any myself, but, you know, I mean, we live in Los Angeles. The United States is 55% Latino. What is that supposed to do to us? Make us hungry? You know, God forbid there's more civil unrest. The police, freeze! Wow, that's delicious. What the hell is that? I don't know. I'm going to get some chips. I don't know what it is. Put the sofa down. Get some chips. It's not a deterrent as much as it is a condiment. You know, what are the police going to get next? Ground pepper and the long grinders. Everyone down! I'll tell you when, mister. Salsa in the little plastic packet is offensive to me, you know, even though it's just like my grandmother used to make. To see people who think that that's hot is amazing to me. You see people just put a little bit in it. Oh, what's in that, tomato? What's interesting to me is that the food is so high in cholesterol and the average life expectancy of a male Latino is 7. It's fucked up to have to drop out of Little League because you've had a stroke. Please excuse my son Jorge because his left side is paralyzed. Take that to the teacher, mijo. Okay. The ferrets live longer than we do. The enemy of the Latino is not the Republican. It's cholesterol. Newt Gingrich is not our enemy. Looking like Newt Gingrich is our enemy. Because it's horrible, because the food goes straight to your waist. You have a big waist and skinny legs, which is a very attractive look, you know. It's hard to go to the mall and try to find some jeans 5220. But I love my parents. I love television. You see very few Latinos on television, except now they're making good movies with fine Latino actors. The Perez family has that wonderful Latina actress, Marissa Tomei. Please stop before the next movie is in a role he was meant to play. David Hasselhoff is Cesar Chavez. In a thong, don't eat the grapes. Yeah. It's actually disheartening to think that Mexican food is actually more popular than Mexican people. I was actually referred to as taco by a woman who I don't want to necessarily describe her as being white because I want to be politically correct. I'm not Hispanic because I'm not from Hispania. So I don't want to say white as much as I'd like to refer to people being politically correct as, let's say, epidermically challenged or pigmentally impaired. So she referred to me as Taco. She called me Taco. You can go ahead of me, Taco. So instead of being angry, I play along. Oh, well, thank you, chicken pot pie. It was very nice of you. Very nice of your mother, Peach Cobbler, to let me go ahead of you. That's it. That's it.
Boy, can you feel the love in the room. Is there any love in the room? If you're in love, God bless you, because true love is basically harder to find than a red-headed Chinaman, as far as I'm concerned. I think the hardest part about finding somebody you love is just finding somebody you can just talk to and just hang out with. Because I know we've all been on dates when you're with your date's talking to you in the car or across the table, you're looking them right in the eye, you're nodding your head, but you're thinking, what the fuck are you babbling about? And I think men are the worst of that, you know, because men go on automatic nod. But they'll be thinking, oh, I must be horny to be listening to this shit. And I don't know, here in LA, I always meet these women like Sybil with one great personality and 15 really scary ones. My last girlfriend was an Irish nut, if there are any Irish people here. She was an Irish stripper. Her name was Baby, oh Baby. Actually, that was her stage name. Her real name was Problems, oh Plenty. Everybody in this town is in therapy. You know, it's just a good thing that we don't have parking spaces for the emotionally handicapped, too, because there would be no place to park, right? And I know we've all got baggage. We've all got baggage. If you have parents, you have baggage. But what I'm saying is you can't bring all your old baggage into a new relationship. Now, I think the airline rule should apply here. You know, you get one small carry-on bag, check the rest of that big shit in, all right? And these people, you talk to them for 5 minutes and you're going, Jesus, good luck with all that baggage. You know, I'm not an emotional sky cap. I can't carry all that shit for you. Get some help, please. All right. I love living here in Los Angeles. I live on Sunset Boulevard. We have a legion of hookers on my corner. I don't know if you've seen these women. Some of them are really beautiful. You can't believe they're out there. But some of them look so bad, I'll be thinking she could make more money looking for aluminum cans. Not even with a coupon would I buy that. Right? And some of them aren't even women. Some are these centaurs, half man, half beast. This mythological hoe out there trying to get paid. It's very frightening. So if you're out there, please wear some condoms. A lot of people aren't wearing condoms for two reasons. One, they're just inconvenient. Two, they break up the momentum. You have to go to the bathroom to get one. By the time you get back to the bedroom, Elvis has left the building. And you're not even safe wearing condoms because you could wear one in there and not come out with it, right, girls? Because you know sometimes the vagina will eat it like a bad tape player. You've got to go looking for it. Wouldn't that be embarrassing if you're looking for a condom in your woman and you found two? Color me surprised. Good night.
I feel so gay right now. I feel so gay and so out, I feel like I could just redecorate this video by looking at it. Well, my name is Jason Stewart, and I do pronounce it Charday. And, no, this is incredible. I've been out for a little while now, and I was reading the paper the other day that only 1% of the country is gay, and if that's true, I've slept with everyone. And you know who you are. Oh, gosh. I come from an insane family. My family's absolutely insane. I'm Jewish and gay, so I'm pissed. And my family's really crazy because I grew up watching the Partridge Family and the Brady Bunch and the Huxtables. We were the Manson family. Remember those TV shows? Everybody would, you know, be happy and all the time, and everybody would be very nice and happy, and then all of a sudden everything would end in like 30 minutes and everybody would be happy-pappy. My house was exactly the same. Everything ended in 30 minutes but involved the police. Because the Christians, you guys know what to do. When there's a fight in the family, you go in the basement, you pull down the shades, everybody talks it over, happy-pappy, right? Jews, blacks, Italians, Hispanics, you wait for a fucking holiday, man. Your parents runs out on the lawn and your mother is carrying a knife. She was wearing a tube top and culottes. She starts to scream, "Why are you doing this to me?" I said, "Mom, it's because you're wearing a tube top and culottes. Now take them off." What's really interesting is my mother did. So my parents are divorced. You know, my father married this really nice gal. She's 14. And they had this really cool wedding, you know. Everybody got ice cream and cake, and then we danced the hokey pokey, and I turned myself around. Everyone was there. Miss Romper Room was there, and I was a good doobie. And dig this. My father bought my stepmother this house in the Hollywood Hills for $500,000, and my father got just a little pissed and stabbed her. But it's a small wound, and it's okay. And we're going to be on hard copy, and I'm so proud. My sister's great. I have one of those gals that, you know, she's the kind of gal that falls in love with a guy and then becomes whoever that guy wants her to be. You know, one year she was a Hare Krishna. The next year she was a beach bunny with a lesbian experience. Jealous? Now my sister's an Orthodox Jew, and for you guys out there that don't know what an Orthodox Jew is, it's very similar to the extreme Catholics. They're very religious, and they're always in trouble. And Orthodox Jews, you know, because don't get me wrong, I love the Catholics. The Pope's great. He's got a great dress and a fabulous hat. But Orthodox Jews are very, you know, very religious. So my sister married this Orthodox Jew, and I wanted to go to the wedding, and I wanted to be open. So all the men were on one side, and all the women were on another, and I didn't know whether I was at a square dance or a gay bar. And they all started to dance, you know, Baruch Ataya, Hanukkah Menorah. They had these furball problems. I don't know. So she had this baby because basically they have litters. And, you know, they can't use contraceptives, so they have a lot of children. And my sister had this little baby, and because I'm gay, she won't let me look at the baby, talk to the baby, or have anything to do with the baby. She's afraid if I look at the baby will turn gay. What am I, Samantha on Bewitched? Gay. Yeah, yes. I have the power. Could you imagine if I could turn people gay just by looking at them? Where would I start?
Well, hi. It's very wonderful that you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, and I'm really very excited tonight because I just celebrated my 25th wedding anniversary. Thanks. I did it the hard way. 4 men. It was work. No, actually, it was just 2 men, and the first time I was very, very young. I really was. I guess you could call it an appetizer marriage, you know, a little guacamole marriage. I married a dip, is what it was. My second marriage, Mark Lano is his name, is the love of my life. Very passionate man, very exciting man. He's half Israeli and half Doberman Pinscher. He's an attack Jew, is what he is. And it's been an interesting life, it really has. Of course, when you're in a relationship, as long as I have been, the hardest thing is keeping sex hot. Well, I guess you all know that. I mean, sex is so confusing anyway. I mean, we don't even learn enough from our parents, do we? Who of us can even imagine our parents having sex? Dad mounting mom with the black socks still on, you know. Mom with her feet on the headboard yelling, Geronimo, you know. Ride me, big boy, give me your babies. Wow. Sex is so confusing. I mean, multiple orgasm? My girlfriend said she had 2. One in her first marriage, one in her second. And a couple of years ago, they were discovering that whole G-spot thing. I looked. Did you look? I looked and I looked and I looked. I did find an earring I had lost.
Hey! I'm black, but I'm unarmed. It's okay. Relax. Did you guys eat? Did you have dinner? Did you have lunch? Did you eat? It's hard to make hungry people laugh. They just stare at you like, damn, he'd look good with ketchup on his head, wouldn't he? Maybe funny, but he looked like a cheeseburger to me. Folks, what do you say we all do a shot of tequila and play Naked Twister? You up for something like that? Pregnant women are invited because they make great spinners. We don't know why. Just one of those wacky, zany things. It's great to be back in America. I've been out of the country. I was in Texas. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Texas. Good times in Texas, but I met one of the stupidest rednecks in Texas. I'm crossing the street in Dallas, corner of Greenville and Park Lane. Guy in a pickup truck makes a U-turn, pulls up next to me and goes, "Hey, you!" Which is one word in Texas. "Hey, you! You better get out of town, you wetback." Me, wetback. I had to laugh. Guy's obviously a dropout from Klan college. But you know, imagine him at the Klan final exam. Match the picture with the racial slur. Black guy, wetback. Sorry, no sheet for you. You're gonna have to be a Nazi. I don't want to be a Nazi, man. Then he heard me laughing. You know, he goes, Yankee, huh? I said, dude, the Civil War is over. Don't you have cable? Drop the musket, have a fajita. Relax. So I flew back. I'm on a plane like this. Do this. Wherever you are, just do this. That way, if there are any burglars looking in your window going, we ain't going in there. Them folks is crazy. I flew back. I'm on a baby flight. Babies on airplanes are like brush fires. One starts crying, then another starts crying. That ear-bleeding, baby-pitched sound that parents just fucking ignore. I sat next to a kid who cried the whole flight. Everybody staring at his mother like, do something, lady, do something, do something. So finally, she started breastfeeding the kid. She was kind of cute, so I started crying. You got to share. She did. We had a great flight. I'm telling you, folks. But I'm back in L.A. Back in Los Angeles, California, man. Had a problem getting here. There's a big accident on the freeway. Traffic's backed up for miles. Everybody just sitting in their cars doing that freeway chant. Fuck. 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 Why'd I get on the freeway? Fuck. Then you change lanes, and the lane you used to be in starts to move. Fuck. But I like L.A. Wonderful little town. The difference is, if you're in Hawaii, you see somebody with long hair and a bikini, you can assume it's a woman. But in L.A., you can't. Could be a girl, could be a guy, could be a girl guy, could be a Great Dane with a crack habit. You just don't know in this town. You just cross the street, go to the park, and watch the kids play gangbangers and Indians. That's what you do. But I like this gig, man. I had a revelation the other day. Watching Donahue or Oprah or whatever it is. Gay women are on the show. I'm going, God, I'll watch. Never know what you can learn. I heard this gay lady say, men are okay to work with, men are okay to party with, but when it comes to sex, I want a woman! And I was shocked. because I agreed with her. And that's when it hit me. I'm a dyke. I'm a Martian lesbian trapped in a black man's body. I don't know how it happened. Uh-oh, gotta go.
Thank you very much for clicking and dragging on me, or however I'm now part of your life. I know that at any point you can hit delete, so I appreciate you hanging in there a little bit with me, and you can always do that at any point, just alt and delete and the whole thing. Well, for those who don't know me, the few left, I'm from Florida. That's where I grew up there. It was tough growing up in Florida because all my friends were retired. See, the premise, the punchline, that's how it works here. And it was very tough. I would come home from school. I didn't know what to say. How's the cataracts clearing up? Can you see me? Every year we play that horrible birthday game, pin the tail on the bastard who stole my business out from under me. But then I moved to New York City, where I studied acting with the master, Lee Majors. That was very good. And in Florida, it was actually interesting because I wasn't much of an athlete. I was a kid that would strike out and kickball. And I was never the first person picked. I was never a captain. That was the worst. I always took the two most popular kids. It's like, we're in the third grade, they're already smoking and getting laid. Why do they get to be captains? And the rest of us stand by the fence like some weird slave trade. No, just be kunta whenever you're ready to pick me. And I feel like those kids at the end of the line just never recover from that, especially when they group them all together, don't even pick them individually. It's like, okay, Manson, Dahmer, Gacy, come on, let's go. I have to say one thing has not changed from when I was a child, and that is I love fast food. I go to McDonald's all the time. My girlfriend will not step foot in the restaurant. She just sits in the car yelling at me. How can you go in there? The food's so greasy. The food's so salty. Honey, the food is ready. That's why I'm going in. I think that should be their slogan. Not over 80 billion served. Just one guy behind the counter going, it's ready. It's right here. It's right behind my neck. There's your food. It's actually heating the back of my neck. Once I ordered water in the restaurant, the kid completely panicked. He was like, okay, water. Hold on, water. Did you order off the board? I'm sorry, sir. I don't have it on my computer board. I have all the food listed here. Well, not the words with the pictures because I can't read, but I have each picture of each item. There's a fish. I just press that. There's a quarter of a cow. There's a potato wearing a beret. Get the manager to find out there is a water policy. They'll serve you water, but what? They'll give it to you in this little specimen cup, this little micro cap. No, thank you. Actually, for my final little routine, I got a little present last year for my birthday. I got the Book of Questions, which I thought was a trivia book. It was like Jay Silverheels. I open it up. Would you give up the use of all of your limbs and the ability to urinate so the people of Chad could eat for a year? Who the hell gave me this? Then I look in the back for the answer. Guess what the answer is? There are no answers to these questions. These are just questions. I don't need more unanswerable questions. Buy me the Book of Answers. That's what I need. The chicken came first. The glass is half empty. Of course it makes noise, it's a tree. The woodchuck would chuck 1.5 cords of wood per hour.